Hello viewers, this is Wagda Ronald, and in today's tutorial I'm going to take you through the solutions to O-Level Math Paper 1 for UNEB 2019, and particularly we are going to look at questions 11 and 12. So these are the questions I left in the previous assignment. I left you with question 11 and I also left you with question 12. So these questions are the ones we are going to look at in this tutorial so that you can assess yourself and check your progress. So now we shall start with question 11. Question 11 says, Mukisa stays 6 kilometers away from the factory where he works. One day he started on his journey at 6:42 a.m. and arrived at 7:30 a.m. He walked part of the journey at 5 kilometers per hour. Realizing he would be late, he ran the rest of the journey at 10 kilometers per hour. Part A, what distance did he have to run? That is 7 marks. And part B, the factory closes its gate to its workers at 7:45 a.m. Determine the number of minutes by which Mukisa would have been late had he not run part of the journey. So we shall start with part A. So first of all, we shall say let x be the distance covered while running. After that, we shall make a sketch and we shall say that this is the starting point, this is the end point. So this is where the factory is, this is where his home is. So he first walked part of the journey and ran the rest of the journey. Now let x be the distance covered while running. It means that from here, at this point he started running, therefore this distance from here to here will be x kilometers, and because the whole distance was 6 kilometers, it means that the remaining distance will be 6 minus x, and that will be the distance he walked. But remember, they told us that the velocity, the speed while walking was 5 kilometers per hour and the speed while running was 10 kilometers per hour. Therefore, we shall come here and say that while walking the speed will be 5 kilometers per hour and while running the speed will be 10 kilometers per hour. We also told that he started the journey at 6:45 and arrived at 7:30. What does that mean? It means that the total time taken will be, first convert it to 24-hour clock, so 7:30 a.m. will be 7:30 hours, 6:42 a.m. will be 6:42 hours. So when you subtract, I'll come up with 0048 hours. What does that mean? It means that the total time taken will be 48 minutes. So the time taken to move from here up to here will be 48 minutes. When I convert the 48 minutes to hours, I'll have to divide by 60 to come up with 0.8 hours. Okay, so that is the time taken for the whole journey from here up to here. What about the time taken while walking? So the time taken to move from here up to here. That time, we know that time is equal to distance over speed. Therefore, the distance was 6 minus x and the speed was 5. Therefore, it will be now distance which is 6 minus x over 5, which will be t1 hours. So let that time be t1. What about when running? So when running, still we use the same formula. Time is equal to distance over speed. So distance was x, which is this, and speed was 10. So we shall come here and say that time, let it be t2. That means that t2 will be equal to x over 10 hours. But we know that that total time taken from here to here is equal to the time taken while walking plus time taken while running. Therefore, t will be equal to t1, which is the time taken while walking, plus t2, which is the time taken while running. Now we're going to substitute. We know that t is equal to 0.8 hours, so come and put it here. We also know that t1 is this, come and put it there. And also t2 is this, come and put it there. Now next we'll be simplifying and making x the subject. First of all, we shall get the LCM, which is 10. So multiply throughout by 10 to come up with this. When I simplify, I'll come up with this. And when I expand, I'll come up with this. Then collect like terms, I'll come up with -4 being equal to -x. So when That gives me x to be equal to 4 kilometers. And remember, in the question they wanted what distance did he have to run. So, and we say that x is the distance covered while running. Therefore, the part A, they wanted this distance, which is 4 kilometers. Now let's see how marking can be done. Okay, so first of all, this first mark would be here for subtracting to get that time, subtracting to get that value of t, and this B1 would be the value of t in hours. That is 2 marks so far. Now the third mark would be the expression for t1, so this expression gives you the third mark. The fourth mark will be the expression for t2, which is that, and the fifth mark will be equating the times, knowing that t is equal to t1 plus t2. So this part gives you this m1, and this one will be for simplifying. So when I simplify this by multiplying both sides throughout by the LCM, will give me a mark. And lastly, to simplify further to make x the subject, will give me the other marks. So basically that's how the 7 marks were awarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So part A had 7 marks, and that's how they were awarded. Now let's go to part B. Part B, they say the factory closes its gates to its workers at 7:45 a.m. Determine the number of minutes by which Mukisa would have been late had he not run part of the journey. So required time not to be late is, so this, remember this is the time when they close the gates. So 7:45 a.m. to 24-hour clock will be 07:45 hours. Then 6:42 a.m., which is the time when it started, to 24-hour clock will be 06:42 hours. When I subtract the 2, I'll come up with 01:03 hours. What does that mean? It means that the time required not to be late will be 1 hour and 3 minutes. Therefore, if Mukisa only walks, it means that the total time taken will be equal to total distance over speed. Remember, the total distance was 6 kilometers, and this speed for walking was 5 kilometers per hour. So when I divide the 2, I'll come up with 1.2 hours. So that 1.2 hours is the same as 1 hour and 12 minutes. Therefore, the extra number of minutes will be got by this 1 hour and this 1 hour cancel. So remain with here 3 minutes and here 12 minutes. So the remaining extra minutes will be 12 minus 3 to give you 9 minutes. So basically that's what they wanted in this part. Now let's see how marking is done. So first we'll be getting this required time not to be late, and this M1 is for this division and this is for this output. Similarly, this M1 is for this subtraction and this is for that output. So basically that's how the 5 marks can come about. Now shall go to question 12. Question 12a says, given the matrices B equal to 2, 8, 16, negative 4 and C equal to 6, negative 4, negative 12, 8, find the inverse of the matrix B plus C, and they give it 5 marks. So for you to get the inverse of that matrix, you have to first get this matrix of B plus C. So B is here and C is here. So when I add the 2, remember we add the corresponding terms. So this plus this will give me 8. Similarly, this times this, this plus that will give me 4. Do the same for the lower part. 16 plus negative 12 will give me 4, and also negative 4 plus 8 will give me positive 4. Okay, so now that we have known that, we shall go to get the determinant. Determinant of B plus C will be equal to major diagonal minus minor diagonal. So major diagonal will be 8 times 4, which is that minus the minor diagonal, which is 4 times 4, which is this. So when I subtract the two, I'll come up with 32 minus 16, which is equal to 16. Next, I'll know that the formula for inverse of a matrix is equal to the adjoint divided by the determinant. Now, how do we get the adjoint? Adjoint come to this very matrix. This is the matrix of B plus C. Now, its adjoint will be for the major diagonal you interchange. For example, this 4 comes here and this 8 comes here. So when you do that, we shall come up with 4 here and 8 there. But for the minor diagonal, we change the sign. So this was positive 4, it will become negative 4. This was positive 4, it will also become negative 4. That's why you see here negative 4 and negative 4. So this will be the adjoint of this matrix. Now that we have known that, next will be to multiply. Now this one, which is outside, remember the determinant was 16, so 1 over determinant will be 1 over 16. Now 1 over 16 will multiply through each term inside this matrix. So 1 over 16 times 4 will give me a quarter, which is 0.25. 1 over 16 times negative 4 will give me negative a quarter, which is negative 0.25. 1 over 6 times negative 4 will give me negative a quarter, which is negative 0.25. And lastly, 1 over 16 times 8 will give me a half, which is 0.5. So basically, this is what they wanted. Now let's see how marking can be done. So M1 is for this addition substitution and adding them. This is for the output. Then this B1 is for getting the determinant. This M1 is for this, knowing the formula for inverse, that is equal to adjoint over determinant. So when you substitute that, it will give you M1. And lastly, this M1 is for this output. So basically, that's how the 5 marks come about. So now we shall go to question 12b. Question 12b says, Mayo sells shirts of sizes small, denoted by S, medium, denoted by capital M, and extra large, denoted by XL. The table below shows his sales for 3 days. He sells each shirt at shillings 40,000 for small, shillings 50,000 for medium, and shillings 60,000 for extra large. So this is the table. Sizes is that the days, there are 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So these are the sales, and they are saying that write down a 3 by 3 matrix for the sales, then also a 1 by 3 matrix for the prices of the shirts. Then Roman 2, use the matrices to calculate his total income from the shirts. So all these Roman 1 and Roman 2, doing them correctly, you'll be able to earn yourself 7 marks. Now let's see how it is done. So Roman 1, they wanted the matrices. So matrix for sales would be, they wanted 3 by 3 matrix and 1 by 3 matrix. So how do we label those now? 3 by 3 means that, first of all, 3 is rows and the next 3 will be for columns. So that is where the 3 by 3 comes from. Now 1 by 3 means 1 for row and 3 for column. That's where 1 by 3 matrix comes from. So I think we realize that this one will be 2, 2, 1, 7, 4, 1, 3, 5, 3. This is where we get the 2, 2, 1, 7, 4, 1, and 3, 5, 3. Then for the part prices, we have this 40,000, 50,000, and 60,000. So that is where the 40,000, 50,000, and 60,000 are coming from. So that was basically Roman 1. Now let's go to Roman 2. Roman 2 says, use the matrices to calculate his total income from the shirts. So we have this matrix and we have this matrix. We have to multiply them. The order matters. So because this is 1 by 3 and this is 3 by 3, it means that we shall first start with the matrix of 1 by 3 and followed by the matrix of 3 by 3. If you interchange the two, then the answers will not come out, because there's no way you can multiply a 3 by 3 matrix followed by a 1 by 3 matrix. So remember that the order matters. So before we go to the next slide, let us first see how the marks for this part so far can be awarded. So this B1 is for you to get that matrix for sales in the correct order. This B1 is for you to get that matrix of sale of prices in that order. And the M1 is the correct order of multiplication. So remember the question was 7 marks. Now we have so far got 3 marks. Let's see where the other 4 come from. So this is what we saw in the previous slide, and this was the matrix multiplication for the total income. Now what we're going to do, we shall split it. This is for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So what we're going to do, we are going to first get the total income for Monday, followed by the total income for Tuesday, and lastly the total income for Wednesday, so that the matrix is not very big. So we shall start with the one for Monday. Monday will be this multiplied by that. So this times this, let's see how multiplication is done. So remember, we multiply row by column. Therefore this 40 will multiply by 2 to come up with 80. Then this 50 will multiply by 7 to come up with 350,000. And this 60,000 will multiply by 3 to come up with 180,000. And when I add the 12, all of them will come up with a 1 by 1 matrix. Therefore the amount will be shillings 16,000. That is the total income for Monday. Let's go to the total income for Tuesday. For Tuesday, the total income will be, if you come here, this is the column matrix for column for Tuesday. So I'll say the whole of this multiplied by this. Therefore that's where this one is coming from. Now when I now multiply, I'll still do the same. I'll say this times this to give me 80,000, this times this to give me this, and also this times this to give me that. So when I add all of them, I'll come up with a 1 by 1 matrix of 580,000. Therefore the amount will be shillings 550,000. So before we go to the next slide, let us first see how marking for this was done. So remember, we have already got 3 marks. Now the 4th mark will be here, and the 5th mark will be getting the one for Tuesday. So those are so far 5 marks. We are left with 2 marks. So lastly, we shall get the income for Wednesday, which is got by from here. So this is the column for Wednesday. So we shall say the whole of this multiplied by this to come up with this part. So do the same, multiply the same way. This times this to come up with this, this times this to come up with this, and this times this to come up with that. When you add everything, you come up with a 1 by 1 matrix of 270,000. Therefore the amount on Wednesday was shillings 270,000. So now that I've got the amount for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I have to add everything to come up with the total income which they want. So that means that the third, we have so far got 5 marks. So the 60th will be this one, the income for Wednesday, and lastly the 7th mark will be the total income. So that's how the 12 marks can come about in this question of 12. So I'm going to leave you with questions 13, 14 and 15. Still there will be section B questions. Each question will be carrying 12 marks. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and also share it to your friends so that we all excel as a family. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and also share it to the rest of the students, so that we all excel as a family.